내가
Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see Orlando going up against Chicago. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the five for Doc Rivers right now. O'Neal is out there with Howard. Then there's Hardaway. Then there's Hill. And it's McGrady in at the shooting guard position. And for Chicago, we've got Garnett. Markkanen is out there with Jalen Johnson. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Roy in at the two-guard spot. Greg, I'm not sure any backboard is safe out there in this one. Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard on the same side in this one.
And what great similarities between these two. Both drafted by the Magic and controlled the paint with aggression.
Yeah, well said. They played pretty well in that Orlando uniform, as I recall.
Yeah, both led the league in multiple categories in multiple seasons. Of course, no doubt.
Markkanen, good.
Yeah, from range, Markkanen has such an effortless stroke.
Coach, you and I were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many finished players in the NBA. I know Lowry is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland, and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
From the baseline. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway.
He's got all the shots. McGrady makes the mid-range look easy.
Roy, a screen on Hardaway. Puts it up. The offensive rebound. Johnson off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, the second chance bucket almost found points.
Pass to Howard. Now here is Hill. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. And that one's good. McGrady.
And how about getting a hand up on McGrady, especially when he's looking to shoot from the outside?
Rose kicks to Markkanen. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Markkanen's got 6 points. McGrady outside. Outside Hill. Pass to McGrady. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 9 points in the game so far.
And love the pass from Hill right there. A true team player.
Lobbed up there for Johnson. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Sometimes you just have to throw it up to an athlete and let him do the rest. That's a great finish from Johnson.
Here's Orlando now. McGrady outside. Bounce pass Howard for three. Hill. The putback, and O'Neal is right there.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Now Rose. Just 5 on the clock. Outside, Markkanen. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 4 assists in the game.
Quick hands there from Lowry into his motion fast.
And timeout called by Doc Rivers. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Up going with the new group. Orlando also making some changes. Vucevic comes in for Howard. And Turkoglu is subbed in for Grant Hill. Turkoglu outside. Here's Hardaway. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
He's an explosive athlete with tremendous positional size. Hardaway has no issue mixing it up inside.
It's Chicago with another bucket.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Now, here is McGrady. 9 points in the game so far.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
That gives them the lead.
Well, a little aggressiveness pays off for Grant inside. And as a coach, you love to see that effort.
And as his career has progressed, Dan, Jeremy Grant becoming a more offensively focused player.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. I think that Jeremy Grant's one of those guys that got his early playing time in the league with defense, energy, and effort. And as he got more playing time, that allowed him to develop his offensive skills. And now he is a very good scorer on top of what he gives you on the defensive end.
Here's Chicago. They're on a 14-6 run. Offensive rebound, Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
And you know, that level of physicality that Grant brings inside is awesome to watch. He does a great job with finishing with that power above the rim.
McGrady outside. 29 seconds left in the first. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. McGrady's got 11 points.
Like the size McGrady has inside. Fantastic at kind of angling his body there for the interior shot.
O'Neal high post. Shoots over Adams. And it comes off the front of the rim. Got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Lowry Markkanen getting it done for Chicago. And it was from three-point range where he did the most damage. He knocked down 3 in that quarter. Right back after this break. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Yeah, they really trust their depth. They have no problem relying on their bench in crucial situations.
Chicago leading by 4. So with Howard sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. They've got Lewis, also Vucevic out there. Hill is out there with Turkoglu. And it's Skiles in at the point.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
It's Durant on the wing. Lewis covering. KD with the bucket.
And the defense has to be aware of KD at all times, especially when he's hovering around that mid-range.
To the inside. And it's Vucevic missing. In comes Durant.
Oh, man, he got a step and it was over.
Orlando trails by 11. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Vucevic lays it up off the glass.
Well, offensively, that's what you want to get. Vucevic from point-blank range.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Here's Edwards. Edwards loves it in there.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And timeout called by Doc Rivers. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Chicago making some changes. Arnett comes in for Lauri Markkanen. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Jeremy Grant. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. McGrady outside. Pass to Howard. Here's Francis. Here's Turkoglu. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
And not a shot you see often from Turkoglu. Showing off his skills there.
Here's Halliburton. Another one falls for Chicago.
Well, we've all had those as coaches. That's a no, 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 yes type of shot.
Hill has the open look. Here's Howard over Garnett. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Howard.
And even with defenders looming, Howard has the edge there inside.
So smooth on the 3 from Durant.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
McGrady passes to Turkoglu. The kick out to Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Bobbed up there for Howard. Kevin Garnett with the steal. DeRozan in the corner. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards.
Well, when it comes to his three-point shooting, those corners are where DeRozan is the most effective.
Pass to Howard. Here's Francis. He's covered by Halliburton. Clock at 6. Puts up a deep 3. A shot by McGrady, no good. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. Well, Coach, we know there's a lot of expectations tied to a number 1 pick. And sometimes they fall flat. But that has not been the case so far with Anthony Edwards.
Oh, it sure as heck hasn't, Kevin. But I think it starts with Anthony Edwards welcomed the expectations. He wanted the expectations, and he has pushed himself to play to that level on a nightly basis, and he's done it.
And here's Halliburton after Grant Hill just hit the 3. Now, here is Halliburton. It's hauled in by the Magic. Down low, Turkoglu kicks to McGrady. And Orlando again with the bucket.
You gotta love seeing McGrady when he's hot. An amazing score from any spot on the floor.
KD passes to Halliburton. Rebounded by Howard.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
Edwards finds Durant. Over McGrady. Misses off the right iron. Howard, the pass to McGrady. And he gets the bucket. McGrady's got 4 points this quarter.
Playing from behind right here. Not easy, but he is answering the bell.
Well, consistent scoring is a good foundation for a comeback. They can't be wasting possessions now.
And so it's Chicago with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Back to the action in just a minute. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We're seeing a tremendous game from Tracy McGrady.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
So with Lowry on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. We've got Derrick Rose. Steven Adams is out there with Markkanen. Then it's Brandon Roy. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. Here's Hardaway, following the score by Derrick Rose. Here's McGrady. Chicago grabs the miss. Here's Johnson. From down in the low post, it goes. And that's now 6 points for Johnson.
Well, Johnson is such a strong guy. He has no problem finishing against physical D.
O'Neal with the putback.
Ending the possession with authority. That's how you save a play.
Chicago leading by 12. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And already, Rose may be the most athletic point guard in the league. Amazing quickness to go with that leaping ability.
2 shots.
Both free throws good from Rose.
Well, you see why teams try to avoid fouling him. You're basically giving away points.
Hill looking it over. Pass to McGrady. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Steven Adams. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for Chicago. They lead by 14. Here's Adams. Fades away. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got 4 rebounds in this game. Lobbed up there for O'Neal. Adams dishes to Markkanen. And again, no good by Chicago.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without fouling. Look, he's doing what he can to try to keep them afloat offensively, continuing to stay aggressive.
They get it back. Adams' shot is off.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
McGrady kicks to Hill. Good. And it's McGrady who picks up the assist. Hill's got 5 points so far.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Roy misses. Orlando trails by 10. Howard with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. McGrady. Here's O'Neal. And the dunk by O'Neal.
The strength of O'Neal is otherworldly.
Markkanen a screen on Hardaway. Rose kicks to Markkanen. And the 3 ball is good. 15 points in the game.
Well, look, just a few years ago, that's a bad shot. Not anymore.
And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Well, that's a tough call for a ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Vucevic checked in for Dwight Howard. McGrady against Roy. Picked by Markkanen. Roy can't hit. Orlando trails by 9. O'Neal finds Hardaway. Now McGrady. Magic moving the ball around. Here's Shaq. At the elbow, Vucevic shoots over Adams, and it's Vucevic. That time on the assist by O'Neal.
Vucevic is a very efficient mid-range shooter and has been for most of his career.
Quick draw, like the Old West.
Markkanen's gone 75% from the field, 6 baskets and 8 attempts. And so now a timeout called by Doc Rivers, looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. So it's both teams making substitutions here. .109 left in the third quarter. It's stolen by Lowry. Here's Edwards. Flying in, it's Edwards. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Chicago.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And also, guys, they push the ball and been able to score in transition, trying to take advantage of playing in the open floor as often as possible.
Lewis gets the bucket.
Defense has to be careful with Lewis at the arc. The guy won't hesitate to fire if given space.
Lowry kicks to Edwards. Back to Lowry. Grant sets a screen for Lowry. Over Hardaway. And the dunk by Grant.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off. Well, we see this more and more. Big guys who can really shoot it from deep.
Kevin Garnett with the steal. And Lowry puts up a deep three. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Chicago leads by 10. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Well, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so in the game for the Magic, Lewis is out there with Howard. And it's Vucevic, then it's Tracy McGrady, and it's Skiles in at the point guard. Now here's Edwards. Grant with a screen on McGrady. And the dunk by Grant.
Very strong at just under 7 feet tall. Grant loves using that to his advantage inside.
Orlando trails by 12. Here's Skiles to the middle. Here's Vucevic. Garnett grabs the board. Here's Chicago. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Lowry. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards. And that's now 6 points for Kyle Lowry. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Really left alone that time.
This is some quality playmaking, feeding a perimeter shooter while all eyes are directed inside.
Edwards against McGrady. Edwards passes to Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Yeah, it just seems like every year Edwards gets more comfortable running the pick and roll.
And it's the Magic with the ball, trailing by 13. Here's Skiles. Pass to Howard. Outside Lewis. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Garnett's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Garnett with the screen for Edwards. Rebound by the Magic. McGrady with the ball, and he banks the layup in.
Well, the defense has to offer more resistance, or he's just going to keep scoring down there.
Now Edwards. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Garnett getting it done down there.
And when Garnett gets it that deep, the D is at his mercy. How about the extension when he's able to get up on that low block?
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Adams, he's checked in for Garnett. Kevin Durant comes in for Grant. Jalen Johnson's checked in for Grant. Halliburton subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Trailing by 13. O'Neal, another chance here. Shaq punishing the defense inside.
It's a tall challenge trying to contain Shaq, especially when he's operating close to the basket.
And it's blocked.
Is there any better feeling than stuffing a shot near the hoop?
Stolen by Durant. Johnson puts it right back up and in.
Yeah, Johnson is a wing who wants to go inside. He doesn't settle too often.
Oh, what a play inside.
Doing it with style. McGrady punishing the D for giving him that kind of airspace.
Chicago leading by 11. Johnson. Oh, that was a two-hander.
Dynamic two-hand jam.
And right in the face of the defender. We've got 1:48 left to play here in the fourth. Here's O'Neal. And Adams sends it back.
Adams puts every ounce of energy into his defense. He's not out there to contest shots. He's out there to reject them.
Right away up top. He's covered by Halliburton. 5 on the clock. Now O'Neal. It's stolen by Adams. Now Durant for 3. It's good.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
And here is Hardaway after the three-pointer from KD. Howard in the post. Guarded by KD. Layup, no good. Halliburton.
And there's a toughness to Halliburton's game. Tyrese has 0 issues taking the bump.
That free throw missing. So a new group on the floor for Orlando.
Taking 2 shots.
And he sinks the second. Here's Francis. Puts up the 3. Cleared away by Adams. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And it's just competing. Giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for Chicago. From outside. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll do it, folks. Along with Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this one on 2K Sports. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Lauri Markkanen.